Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. Next big weather maker doesn't move in until Sunday. So for today, we're looking at a clear sky across the entire area. Tomorrow looks to be quiet as well. And keep in mind the temperature is getting warmer. 60s today, 70s both Thursday and Friday here in the metro. Adam?
As you get ready to head out the door, we're following the day's top local stories, and we'll start with Catherine Mazzone live in downtown Albuquerque.
That's right, Adam. Happening today, a federal judge is set to sentence Devon Lyman on 2 separate cases. According to court documents, Lyman could face 70 years behind bars for those charges. Documents indicate one case involves indictments for distribution of heroin and gun charges. The other dates back to an October bench trial in which Lyman was found guilty of another gun charge. That one involved the gun police say he used to kill Officer Daniel Webster. More on the state's charges against Lyman and how much time his attorney wants coming up in the 5 Facts. Crystal?
On to developing news now. Susan Rice, former national security advisor for the Obama administration, is pushing back against allegations that she mishandled intelligence about associates of Donald Trump. It comes amid reports that Rice requested the identities of Americans, including Trump associates with ties to Russia, something that has only fueled Trump's unfounded accusations that Obama wiretapped Trump Towers.
New report this morning shows the number of those arrested trying to cross the U.S.-Mexico border has significantly dropped. Officers apprehended 67% fewer people this year than last year. But experts say more technology, infrastructure, and people are not only needed at the border, but within the customs system in order to see long-lasting effects. Adam?
New this morning, the U.S. is not saying much after North Korea fired a missile that landed in the Sea of Japan early this morning. That launch came amid worries that the North might conduct banned nuclear or rocket tests ahead of the first summit between President Trump and China's president later this week. Trump urged China to intervene when North Korea fired 4 missiles last month.
On to news happening today. The United Nations Security Council is scheduled to hold an emergency meeting this morning to discuss yesterday's chemical weapons assault in Syria. It killed at least 72 people, injuring hundreds of others. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is asking Russia and Iran to prevent further chemical strikes in Syria. And developing this morning as we await next month's trial for the former Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputy charged with murder, new details are emerging. The defense for Tai Chan wants to re-interview an investigator. A whistleblower lawsuit against the city of Las Cruces filed by a detective in October says, as Irma Palos says, as lead detective, she was denied resources to aid in Chan's investigation. This morning, police are asking for your help in identifying a woman found dead on I-40 near Wantabo. We first brought you the story last Wednesday morning. That's when the woman was found in the westbound lanes of I-40. Investigators believe it was possibly hit and run. Police recently released the woman's autopsy photo, hoping someone will recognize her. You can find that photo on our website, KRQE.com. And onto this, APS is preparing for cuts of 2%, amounting to $26 million. Last night, APS board members held a special meeting to plan how to move forward with their strained budget. If no cuts are made, the district still faces a $13 million shortfall just from rising costs. Governor Susana Martinez has through Friday now to make a decision, but is expected to veto tax hikes that were approved by Democrats during the legislative session. Good news before you head out onto the roads this morning. ART construction at Louisiana and Central was completed much faster than expected. The intersection reopened yesterday. Construction was supposed to take 31 days, but crews decided to close that intersection to get it done in 4 days. Kristen.
Happening now, the southeast U.S. is bracing for what will likely be a rough day of severe weather. Many in the deep south preparing for the possibility of a widespread severe storm outbreak. All the necessary ingredients coming together to increase the threat of storms producing long-lived tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. All part of the same system that produced that tornado you just saw in Missouri yesterday. It is going to be very active down there over the southeast, so we will keep you updated. But here at home, there's really not a whole lot to worry about. We have cold temperatures out there now, close to freezing here in the metro, which is why that metro threat index is at a 2. But outside of that, talking warm temperatures later on today with light winds and more sunshine. Crystal? It's now bee season, and UNM is preparing to keep out some unwanted visitors. Late last summer, a large beehive was found at the front entrance of the historic biology annex building. A beekeeper was called to trap the bees and relocate them. It took about 2 months for that. The building has been restuccoed to keep the bees out. In June, clean water is expected to start flowing at a Navajo Nation school after students asked a national group for help. The students at St. Michael's Association for Special Education have gone for the last 5 years with dirty water. Well, they call Dig Deep. It's a California-based nonprofit. They're going to build a small water treatment plant for them.
New facts this morning suggest omega-3 fatty acid may help offer protection against type 1 diabetes. Researchers in China found supplements of the fatty acid that's found in fish oil can improve glucose and insulin levels and can lower inflammation that leads to the development of type 1 diabetes.
Interesting. New details this morning. Researchers say there seem to be health benefits for preemies who hear their mother's voices. New research finds preterm infants become more stable when their mothers talk or sing to them. The babies also had fewer cardiorespiratory events. Kristen?
Time now for a check on traffic. One incident to tell you about, that's Jefferson at Singer. That was reported about 45 minutes ago. Doesn't seem to be slowing us up too badly. We'll keep a close eye on it for you.
Okay, a warning from AAA this morning. Drivers need to save money for unexpected car repair bills. I know a lot of us do already, but a new survey found that 1 in 3 U.S. drivers could not pay for an unexpected repair without going into debt. AAA says the average repair bill is about $600 and advises that drivers to save about $50 a month for incidents like this.
It may just be months away now, but Amazon reached a $50 million deal with the NFL to stream 10 Thursday night football games this coming fall. CBS and NBC will each broadcast 5 games. Amazon will stream their coverage, but only Amazon Prime users will be able to watch.
That's interesting.
Pretty cool.
Huh. Okay, next year, for the first time, NASA will use a new zip line on a test flight. Here it goes. It's for astronauts in cases of emergency. NASA says it will be used if astronauts have to evacuate a Boeing Starliner capsule. An Atlas V rocket. Once attached to the zip line, astronauts would travel more than 1,300 feet in about 30 seconds to safety.
Wow.
That's so interesting, isn't it?
Wow.
That's crazy. All right, time now for the 5 facts.
Start with number 5 this morning. We now know there were at least 2 big factors for UNM's decision to axe head coach Craig Neal. Athletic director Paul Krebs says one factor was forced scholarship and players announcing they were leaving the program. That does include lead scorer Elijah Brown. Krebs says the second factor was not getting fans in the stands. The AD would not say if they are any closer to hiring a new coach.
At number 4, skimmers now found in Santa Fe have police warning ATM users this morning. Santa Fe police say people who use Los Alamos National Bank ATMs on Griffin Street and on Cerrillos should keep an eye on their bank's statements for any unusual transactions. Police say the skimmers may have been active from last Thursday to Monday when they were removed.
At number 3, a chilly start, but a mild afternoon in the 60s. Sunshine across the entire area, but looking at light winds about 5 to 15 out of the west this afternoon.
At number 2, the battle to replace Obamacare is expected to continue for another week. This after the Republican House Majority Leader says it's unlikely the GOP will finish a new health care proposal and vote on it by the end of the week. A 2-hour meeting with Republican members of Congress and the vice president ended without a deal last night, but some GOP leaders say progress is being made. This comes just a week after the lack of Republican support forced the House Speaker to pull a Trump-supported measure from the floor.
On to number 1 now this morning. Accused cop killer Devon Lyman is expected back in federal court for sentencing on gun and drug charges. Federal prosecutors say it's for the same gun used in the shooting death of APD officer Daniel Webster. Prosecutors are asking for a 70-year sentence. Lyman still facing state charges for the officer's death this morning. Court documents indicate Lyman could face an even lengthier sentence if he's convicted of first-degree murder, homicide, or manslaughter for allegedly shooting and killing Officer Webster.